Hi, I'm Pat Chandler. I'm a design manager for Ford at Dunton, our technical centre there, and I've just come down today with Thomas Rowley here to check on how the project to design a dipstick is going. Thomas is going to show me some of the highlights of his project so far. I'm holding a current dipstick here, which is a good cue for me to understand the differences between Thomas's design and what we've got currently in production. So Thomas, can you briefly outline the thought that went into your model and the next steps from here, please?
Well, first we had to look at the current dipstick and see what worked well about that and why it was chosen as that, like, in the car now. Right. So after that we had to think about what we could do better to make it more successful. So we had to make a survey, which we let other people answer. And then that helped us think about features for the current model I've got here.
Right, so you made this model yourself on which software did you use to do that?
SolidWorks. Okay,
and did you have to learn how to use that?
Yeah.
You did? How long did that take?
Quite a bit of learning.
Yeah.
A few weeks.
Right. Can you do that at home as well, or do you have to do that?
Yeah, we can do it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, so you modelled that yourself?
Yeah.
Very impressive. Very impressive. Okay, so what are the main features then? This is your 3D, you printed that out here as well, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just a typical O sort of shape at the top, the rim. And then it's got just a bit at the bottom, so an O-ring can go in there.
Okay.
To seal up the tube.
Yeah.
And the blade for the actual indicator can go in the top there.
Okay. So the O-ring is for stopping oil coming up out of the engine. Good thinking. Does this one have one, or has it just been taken off?
I think that's been taken off.
Right, okay, good.
And it's very light, and it shouldn't cost much to manufacture.
Absolutely right, yeah. You've taken the material, the weight out of here, yeah. You've got a feature on the inside there. Is that my eyes, or is there this line inside? Is that a design feature?
Yeah, it's just showing where the middle is.
Oh, right, okay, fine. All right, so how are you going to attach the dipstick to it?
Well, I was thinking of drilling a small hole and using some sort of glue or something to put in there.
Right.
But that's what I've got to work on next.
Okay.
So
what do you think? Challenge. What do you think could go wrong with a hole and some glue?
It could easily fall out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. It's in what sort of environment? What are the things you're thinking about?
Yeah, it's going to be very hot.
It's going to be hot.
Yeah.
What else?
It's
going to be covered in oil.
Yeah, covered in oil as well.
Okay. That's not a particularly good couple of things for most glues. Don't like that too much.
That's I've still got to work on.
Okay, let's just have a quick look at this one. I was just explaining to some of the other guys. You see here down the middle, what's that line there for?
What's that? What's they can put together?
That's the two halves of the mould, yeah?
Yeah.
And by coincidence or by design, the metal part here is in the same line as that mould mark. So how do you think they make that?
Well, it's probably two halves, and then there's like something in there which they can slot the blade into, put it together so the blade doesn't fall out.
Okay, and to make sure you can't just pull it straight out, what could you do to the end of the blade to keep it in there?
It could be like a small hole or something that has got fitted into it.
Yeah.
So it clamps it in place, kind of.
Okay, so if you made a hole in the metal part, the plastic would flow through the middle and it would stop it coming out, yeah?
Yeah.
Or maybe you could bend the end over. You could probably think of 10 ideas on how you mould that so that instead of, if you go for a drilling operation, that's more expensive.
Yeah. And
then you have to do a gluing operation, that's more expensive again.
Yeah.
Here, if you put this into the injection moulding machine and then inject that straight onto the end of it, you save the drilling, the glue, that will never come out. That's in there. So try and think through some of that while you're coming up with this end here. But even the feel of that feels better than this one. And there's less plastic in there.
Yeah.
So, good job so far.
Thanks.
Okay.